For the detailing of the structure, there is going to be some crucial aspects of the structure. Two very helpful things are going to be the tags that we use for the elements and the views that we create. So let's start by tagging these sections that we have just inserted that are not yet tagged, the part lines. We're going to come here and add a new tag, which is going to be part lines. We're going to select any color we want, and we're going to use this option assign tags to then snap the elements, and whenever we have selected all of them, we can confirm with a right click and then assign them to the part lines tag. Another important thing, as we said, is going to be the views that we create. By default, only a 3D view comes. So before we start adding views, we're going to add another feature that is going to help us create the views, which is going to be the grid. Remember that our project was very simple. It had basically three heights. It was 0, 4, and 4.5, and also it had a separation between frames of 6.5. So a grid can actually be very easy to insert by clicking here on grid. Let's delete the one that I have already, and if I click here, it will add one grid. It will give it a reference G1. We have to click here on the coordinates to select 0, 0, and now we're going to start adding some lines. In the X direction, we're going to add 3 lines, A, B, and C. And they're going to be the separation in the x-axis is going to be the separation between frames, so 6.5, the B1, and 13, the C. And in the Y direction, and I can see it here in the global coordinates, it's going to be, it was 6 meters of width, so we're going to select again 3 lines, 1 at 0, 1 at 3, the middle, and 1 at 6. And this is going to create lines, and right now only at the elevation of 0. We want them to be repeated at the elevation of 4 and also at 4.5. And we want to change the color just because that shade of brown is hard to see, so we're going to select maybe this dark blue. I'm going to click accept, and now you can see, or not, I'm going to make all the elements invisible by selecting here, clicking here on visible. I can say unselect all, so and here invisible also on elements and select all, so we can just see the grid. Okay, we can see the grid. There's A, B, C, and in the other direction 1, 2, and 3, and it very much is the same. It is coincident with the structure. Of course, the columns are in these vertical lines. Then if we active the beams, they're right there. So the grid meets the structure, which is great. I'm going to unselect all of them to use this grid and make it start creating the new views. So to create another view besides the 3D view that we have, we come to here to views, create, and we're going to start with the generic type of view. We want to create the 2D view of the floor, the roof, so we're going to select generic, and since the 0, 0 coordinates, it's right here, okay, in the A and 1 grid, I'm going to come here to 4.5 of elevation, and I'm going to select that the x-axis in this direction, okay, from here to here, and now I'm going to create the Y direction of the plane, moving to the elevation of 4 here, and we're going to create this roof, and in a minute we will see what is this distance to the next plane. No need to worry about it right now. 0 0, and we click accept. And since nothing's visible, we can barely see anything, but whenever we make all the elements visible, we will be able to see that there is the plane which contains the roof. Right now, the distance to the plane was 0 0. Let me change that so we can explain what this distance to next plane is. And we're going to give it 0.5 to next and previous plane so we can better see what it means. What that does, it creates, it lets us see from the plane that we have selected a slide. So we can now see 0.5 meters from this plane upwards and from this plane downwards. Let's change that again a little. So maybe if I select here 0.5, it's going to be very clear that downwards we can see more distance of the structure. I believe with this is more than enough, and we are actually going to leave this projection in X and Y, so it looks like the roof, the 2D view of the roof. Now let's go back to the 3D view, and to snap the grid is better if we unselect all the elements. And we're now going to create 2D views of the different ABC 1, 2, 3 planes. For that, we're going to come here, create, and say select elevation. So we're going to start with the letters. So this plane down there, A plane, if we select 1 point, 2 points of this plane, we can select always towards the structure, please. We can say that this is frame A and that we want to see 1 meter of distance to the next plane and 1 to the previous plane. Not going to make them visible yet because I want to complete the all the views, but if you want to make sure that you have snapped correctly, you can make the elements visible. Again, another view elevation. Next is the view frame. This one doesn't matter where we point towards because we say frame B 1 and 1, since it's in the middle, it can point out anywhere. Now frame C, elevation C here, and towards the structure we say frame C. Now I'm gonna stop here to demonstrate what we're doing, because one thing is not doing it all the time and another thing is not doing it at all. So let me just make active the different tags and the elements so we can see that the frames that we have created were A, B, and C frame from the 3D view, those frames. And now on the other direction, we click on create elevation, but this time we select whatever 2 points that are in plane 1, more towards the structure. We say 1 meter and 1 meter. Don't worry if nothing is there because we have them not active. We can create, we come close to plane number 2 right here, and we select 2 points of this plane, which could be this one and this one, doesn't matter where we point to, and here 1 and 1. And the last one is going to be an elevation also of this plane of the grid, number 3. Select 2 points and towards the structure 3, 1, 1. And if I make visible all the layers, it will become more obvious what we're doing. So this is the view of 3. 1 was like these two. They look similar, but they're not the same for sure. This one is the one in the middle, and of course the different frames that we have, plus our roof view, and the 3D view will be more than enough for this case.